let's jump straight into our first word problem, the numbers problem. And I think if you read the question, you can see why it's called the numbers problem. So our question says, the sum of two numbers is 21, and their difference is 13. And we need to find the two numbers. Now, if you'll remember, in my previous video, I said 4 steps for every word problem. We're going to do those 4 steps right now. Starting with step number 1, our let statement. Because right now we have a bunch of words, we need to turn these words into algebra and systems of linear equations that we can solve. So it all begins with a let statement, very important. So we're going to write let, and let's give it a different color, because why not? Let x be the larger number. And since we have two numbers, let's let y, I'm going to change colors again, be the smaller number. So notice I'm being very specific with my let statements. So we know now whenever we write x, x stands for the bigger number, and y stands for the smaller number. Always try to be as precise as you can with your let statements so that there is no confusion. Alright, step 2. We need to take these letters and turn them into systems of linear equations so that we can solve them. And to do that, we need to use the information we're given in the problem. So there's a very important word here, sum. Sum means addition. The sum of the two numbers can be represented as x plus y, because that's what happens when you take the two numbers and add them together. Their sum is given to be 21, and their difference is 13. So the bigger number, subtract the smaller number, that's their difference. This should be equal to 13. So we can represent this top equation as equation number 1 and this bottom one as equation number 2. And now all we have to do is solve this system of linear equations. Hopefully you'll remember how to do this. This one is screaming elimination, because we can set things up very nicely like this and just add the two equations up. Since everything is lined up very nicely, remember, line up your x's, your y's, and your constants. X plus x, that's 2x. Y plus minus y goes away. And 21 plus 13 is 34. And see, from here, everything is easy, because we can find x very simply by dividing both sides by 2. You get x equals 17. Because we have our value of x, we can take it and plug it back into either equation 1 or equation 2 to find y. When you do that, I trust you can do that on your own, you'll find that y equals 4. And we can even verify that this is true. If we take 17 and 4, add them together, we get 21. We take 17 minus 4, we get 13. And 17 is indeed the larger number, so we know that 17 is equal to x and y is equal to 4, the smaller number. So everything lines up nicely. Now all we have to do is just write our final statement. So please always remember to write your final answer nicely and box it or highlight it so that it's obvious to your instructor. Since we're asked to find the two numbers, that means we have to write both of them out. So let's write them out. nicely. So we can write these little 3 dots means therefore. Therefore, we can say the two numbers are 4 and 17. And that's how you use the 4-step method to solve this word problem. So I hope that wasn't too bad. I hope you see how that all works. Again, if this step in the middle confused you, this is elimination. So please go and review that if you do not remember. Because solving systems of linear equations, substitution, and elimination should just be review at this point. So I'm not going to go over in too much detail how to actually solve it. We're just going to solve it. So that's how we solve the numbers problem. Let's take a look at the age problem, another very common type of word problem.